Hardbreaching can be one of the most important attacking roles in Rainbow Six Siege, and in this video I'm going to be giving you 5 pro tips on how you can not only breach more effectively, but do new things you couldn't do before. Make sure you stick around to the end because the last one will surprise you. So tip number 1 comes when you have a reinforced wall that could potentially be electrified that is next to some destructible floor or wall. Now as you can see here, everyone knows this one. If you put a thermite charge above this objective and detonate it, even if this wall is reinforced or electrified, you can still open up this angle, and even if you run over here, you can still vault in, take a little bit of damage and get the plant down here. Now that one is pretty common, but did you know you can also open up this electrified wall only using thermite? Now it can be tricky. You got to place your thermite charge on the floor here, not too close to the wall, otherwise it will get destroyed by the bandit. But if you get it that close, for example, and then detonate it, it will actually open up the little bit of flooring here. Now this doesn't work if it's a kaid, but as you can see here, you can lay down, you can shoot this as an angle to shoot feet, and all you got to do is then smoke that off as a thermite, and then run across this here and put another one of these breach charges. Obviously I don't have one right now, but you are able to put another breach charge here and open up this entire double wall completely solo as a thermite. Now as I said, this doesn't work if it's a kaid, it will only work if it is a bandit, as you can see here, but it is a tip that a lot of people don't actually use, and there is a few other examples of this which I will show you now. So another good example of this comes on the mezzanine wall. If you're trying to get this open, even if it's reinforced, you can once again use the exact same trick. So you can put a thermite on the floor here, on the soft floor, and when it explodes, it will once again open up the bottom of that. If you move it a bit closer, it will open it up properly, I promise. And then similarly, if you can't get it open, you can actually put it right on the side of this wall here, as close as you can to the wall here. And as you can see, when you detonate that, it's actually going to open up this half of the wall. So if this is electrified and you can't open it at all, and sometimes they leave this side of the wall soft, you can actually put a thermite on that wall and it will open up this entire wall even if it's reinforced, and it will even give you this nice little angle as well to shoot in through that way. Overall, there's just a lot of these special things you can do with a thermite charge. If you want a dedicated video going over all the spots you can use them in, let me know down in the comments. Either way, that's tip number 1 out of the way. Thank you, Bandit. Let's move over to tip number 2. Now tip number 2 actually comes with hibana on any double reinforced wall, and it makes a very walkable through hole so that you don't have to vault through a hibana breach. Now what you're going to want to do is get someone to open up and expose the actual reinforcement part of the wall. Now you can do this with hibana herself with the shotgun if you're playing solo queue or whatever, or you can get someone else to do this on your team. But as long as you can see this little bar that goes down the middle, all you're going to want to do is switch your pellets to 2. You're going to want to come here and you're going to want to shoot your pellets in a way so that it deploys sideways here on this beam. And as you can see here, if you do 4 and then detonate it, it will go off here like this. And when it explodes, it will open a perfect hole in the middle, which you can then just crouch through. You can take this one step further by also shooting one up here as well. And you've got to make sure it doesn't deploy on these little spiky out bits because it can ruin the vaultability or whatever of the wall. But as you can see here, if you use 6 pellets instead of 4, you can actually just walk straight through. And when taking gunfights, this can be so much easier because it allows you to just swing in rather than do that vaulting animation through the wall and then putting yourself at a disadvantage for that gunfight. It is a quite rare occasion that you'll end up actually needing to use this, but it is a pretty cool tip that you can use to just make a vaultable, sprintable through hole in a double reinforced wall. Once again, Bandit, thank you for setting that up for me. Let's see you in the next round. Now tip number 3 is going to allow you to solo open an electrified hatch as hibana, and it's very simple, very easy. All it needs is an electrified hatch on a soft floor. As you can see here, all this floor below me is soft. Everyone knows this. Kitchen floor is a soft area, and all you're gonna have to do is go to your X-Kairos, switch it to, once again, 2 pellets, and you're gonna want to place them as close as you can to the corner, just like this, as close as you can. If you can, try and get it a little bit more centrally. We'll see if this works. But as you guys know, it takes only 4 hibana pellets to open up a hatch. So what you're going to want to do, get it as close as possible. I don't know what happened to that one in the thing there. I don't know if that's actually going to work. Okay, so we'll try that. So as you can see here, we've got 4 on the corners. They're going to enable this. and hopefully, I don't know if this is going to work. Yes, so as you can see here, the 4 X-Chorus pellets in the corner on the soft part of the floor actually opened up the hatch, even though it had an electric claw on it. Sometimes you can do this and it won't open it up straight away, but there is still a chance that it can destroy the decayed electric claw, which will then just allow you to open it normally anyway. But as you can see here, it only takes 4 electrical pellets to open up a hatch. So if there is any hatch on any map where it's on a soft floor and you can get into both corners, I don't think it has to be opposite corners. I think you could use this one if you wanted to, but as long as you get 4 off on the corners, it's technically not on the hatch, but it's technically close enough to the hatch where it can still open it. So, Kaid, what are you doing? I can clearly see you with that pink suppressor, buddy. You ain't hiding from no one. Either way, let's move over to tip number 4. Now, tip number 4 is how all 3 of the hard breaches in Rainbow Six Siege interact with the operator mute. As you can see here, this wall has been mute jammered, and not a lot of people know this actually. I've seen it a fair few times, but when you throw an ace charge or a thermite charge on a wall, you can pick it up again. Like, it doesn't get destroyed by a mute jammer. You can throw it, you can pick it up again. I've actually seen it a fair few times. Yes, it might be new players or lower ranked players, but even if this only helps you guys, I don't care. But you can pick your stuff up again. I've seen it more than one occasion where someone throws it and they think it's destroyed now, and then they just run away and they don't pick it back up again. Like, yes, this has been mute jammered, but you can pick it back up again. It's the same for thermite as well. If you put a thermite breach charge on this wall and it gets mute jammered, you could just pick it up again and move it away. The only operator that this doesn't actually work on is hibana. As you guys can see, when you shoot hibana pellets, you cannot pick them back up again. So when you shoot them on a mute jammered wall, the only way to get rid of them is by shooting them, but you can actually continue to use your gadget on different walls and different areas of the map with your previous X-Chorus in place. So you don't actually need to get rid of them at all. But yes, if you shoot your hibana's X-Chorus pellets at a mute jammered wall, you will not be able to use them. Right, I want to throw in a little bonus clip as well on how to maverick trick properly, how to open an entire segment of the wall as maverick as quickly as possible. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start in the corner and make sure you get all of this metal off the wall. You'll hear it break just like that, and once you've done that, you can come across in your line as you normally would to the center. And once you get good at this, you can do it pretty quickly. And then once again, you're going to want to destroy this metal beam, connecting it in the middle. And once again, you heard it break. Then you can come down here to the bottom, do the same again, get it all off of the wall there, so no metal is touching this wall. And then you're going to bring it across once again to the middle, where hopefully it should entirely break all of the electrification in this part of the wall, as you can see. I don't know why or how it's still getting electrified. I think it's because I've left a little bit of metal at the top here. But as you can see, anyone with impacts or anything, or, you know, any kind of explosive should be able to open this up, and then you can just run through there where you can then plant. Either way, thank you for setting that up, Kaid. Let's move over to the final trick. Now, tip number 5 actually comes with ace. It's a pretty simple, straightforward one, but it's just to not throw your ace charges where people can shoot them. I see it quite a lot on Chalet, where people will open up this window here. This will be electrified when attacking that objective. They will just throw it in, and then they'll focus over here, or they'll focus over here. And before they know it, a defender is going to have shot both of those gadgets, and then it's going to be completely useless. And now you only have 2 more left of these to actually try get the wall open. Now, what you're going to want to do is actually just check the areas that you're going to be doing. You can even drone it if you want to as well. Just make sure there is no one who's going to be able to shoot your gadget, no matter what map you are, no matter what bomb site you're attacking, because anyone down here can just shoot that off the wall. Anyone who's playing up here above on the mezzanine over here. So instead, drone it, make sure you throw it up in a gunfight, and at least what you want to be doing is as you're throwing it, make sure you're watching this angle so that if anyone does try and shoot it, you can actually use it as a bit of a bait, and you can actually take advantage of it when they're looking over here to shoot that. You can aim at them and shoot them, and they probably won't be expecting you to swing it as they are trying to shoot your gadget. Either way, guys, that has been it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, click the video on screen for another video that YouTube thinks you'll like. And without further ado, guys, I'll see you in the next one.